Hello and welcome to the Life in Loops YouTube channel. My name is Kirsty. I am the designer and dyer of all things Life in Loops. My husband Paul does make all our crochet hooks and he does a beautiful job. I've got a couple more to show you. This is episode 2. I'm really excited. We'll probably drop an episode every fortnight. So Paul and I both still work full-time jobs on top of Life in Loops. So two full-time jobs between us and Life in Loops. And every second Friday, I have a rostered day off work. So that is my main Life in Loops day. Not to say that work is not done on other days. It absolutely is. It's done every day. But it's the day that I get to do some of the admin stuff and just some of the other stuff, get some other stuff caught up. So I wanted to be able to share our Life in Loops journey on YouTube with you and show off some of our new colours, talk about some different works in progress, talk about any upcoming pattern releases, anything like that, just so that you can keep your eyes on where we are at and what's exciting and coming. So I thought I would show you today our merino bamboo blend. So I did show you our cotton bamboo blend last episode. This episode I'm going to show you the merino bamboo. Now, it is a 50-50% merino and bamboo blend. And it is absolutely squishy. On the squishy rating, it is like 100% squishy. It is so soft and squishy. This is a new colorway called Ultra Twisted, which has only just been dropped today, Friday. So the Twisted range that I have started just today is an extension of our birthstone colours. So I didn't want us to be limited by the 12 colours for the birthstones when there's so many other different options that I can come up with in this technique. The Twisted range will stick around for a while. Who knows? Look, it's the beautiful thing about being a small batch dyer is that I can bring colours in and push them away if you don't like them. Even if you love it and I push it away and you go, can you do it for me in 12 months time? The answer is yes. Absolutely I can. So it's the beautiful, beautiful thing about being a small batch dyer. I use this merino bamboo for things like infinity scarves, shawls. Obviously you can make blankets, but garments, jumpers. I'll try and remember next fortnight. I'm actually knitting Paul a jumper out of our merino bamboo. And I've also got myself a jumper on one of my hooks. Gosh, I should do an episode just on my works in progress. You guys would be absolutely appalled with how many works in progress that I have. I'm kind of appalled just thinking about it, but I do have a jumper in the bamboo merino for Paul on the go, and I do have a jumper for myself in the bamboo merino on the go. But for the most, I really like it for infinity scarves, jumpers. Obviously, you could make a blanket in it if you want to. I think, actually, I do. One of my testers, Amanda, has recently made our heather blanket. And she did it out of merino bamboo in the emerald colorway, so the really dark green colorway. It's stunning. I'll ask her if she's okay if I share a picture of it next fortnight or in the next couple of fortnights, so I can show you how it works up. But she made a blanket out of that, and I can just imagine the squish rating on that would be amazing as a throw. She's done it as a throw for on her couch. Excuse me, I've got my trusty drink sitting here and I've got the hiccups. I've just come back from a morning tea. So, yeah, hiccups, I'm sorry. Okay, so Ultra Twisted is in the bamboo merino in both 4-ply and 8-ply in bamboo merino. It dyes up very differently in cotton, but not any less beautiful. So in cotton, obviously the base colour seems to take over a lot better. So you've got to, I guess, just for context, cotton comes to me very, very white. Bamboo Merino comes to me and it's more of a creamy caramelly colour, which is obviously the merino. So obviously, the dye takes very, very differently on the two blends. So that's why they always look a little bit different. No less beautiful. The Bamboo Merino, I was only just thinking this morning, or have been thinking over the last few days, that it would make up a really nice pair of socks. So I'm keen to give that a go. I have rolled up a skein of chocolate shake in the Bamboo Merino on the promise that I'm going to try and I'm going to make a pair of socks out of it. Obviously, the nylon that is in sock yarn probably gives the socks that more durability. And if you wear them day in, day out, stuff like that, it probably needs that. But I'm definitely going to try it in the Bamboo Merino. I want to rule it out or rule it in for myself, if that makes sense. I just want to see. So, if you're looking for an infinity scarf pattern, I can help you with that too. So if you jump onto our website, I have designed an infinity scarf. This is just a printed out copy. We're heading off to the Beaches Fibre Market in a couple of weeks. And I just wanted to have a couple of copies printed out. So it will cool down soon. Infinity scarf is available digital version on our website. I think it's about $4, $4.99, something like that. And it's also on Ravelry as well. You might see this big box over here behind me. This is really exciting stuff. So this big box is heading to South Australia. I'm very, very excited. I've spent a lot of time talking to the owner of the new store that is opening in Whyalla in South Australia. Her name is Tracy. The store is going to be called Ray and Betty Jane. So I believe they're opening like mid-July, something like that. So you'll be able to check out some of our stuff there as well. Now we have got our bits and pieces also in a couple of other retail outlets. So you can call into Skein Sisters in Sydney and also Nitty Gritty Yarn and More in Taree. So they stock all of them will stock different. They all stock different things. So Nitty Gritty Yarn and More in Taree, they have a whole heap of our crochet hooks up there, along with some of our yarn. So they have a lot of skeins, a lot of our yarn cakes, those kinds of things. Skein Sisters in Sydney, they've got some hooks for you to try, touch and hold, and then you'll be able to pick your own colour and customise the shape to what suits you, and also your hook size, all those kinds of things. And then Tracy at Ray and Betty Jane is going to, she's got a lot, she's going to have a lot. So she's got a lot of our ombre boxes that are going down there, plus some individual skeins, quite a few hooks, some of the interchangeable sets. So she's got a little bit coming her way. So she's going to have a bit of everything. Okay, let's talk crochet hooks. So last fortnight I did show you some of the hooks that we took down to Skein Sisters that you can choose, the build your own. I think I also showed you some of the ones that hit our website last week. This one that I'm showing you today, this is really cute. So the story behind this, we actually met a young girl recently. I can't remember whether I mentioned it before, but we did a market up at Dungog at the Hive and Gobbler. Gosh, my brain is terrible today. Yes, up at the Hive and Gobbler at Dungog. And we met a young girl, look, she's probably 7, 8, and she's learning to crochet and she's doing a lot of amigurumi work. And she begged, or I shouldn't say she begged, she asked her mum whether she could order a custom crochet hook for her. She wanted a 2.5 millimeter. She's using some fine yarn and doing amigurumi work, and she fell in love with this particular shaped handle. So I'll show you so it's a bit wiggly. And then I think this colorway is called the Blueberry Twist. Now, I'm saying it's a little bit wiggly. Again, it's really custom. I think she liked it because it was wiggly. She was a young girl. But we had quite a few people pick up a couple of our wiggly hooks. And these four, what I was calling last week shovelers, they fit perfectly in your fingers. Now, Paul has done that on purpose. I never knew he did it on purpose, but he has done it on purpose. But even for me as a pencil gripper, it is not annoying. So yeah, definitely if you visit us at any of the markets or anything like that, I would encourage you to pick them up and try them in your hands. Obviously, she loved it, as I say, because it's wiggly, and she did pick up the other one that we had, but it did have a 10 mil hook in it, so I think it was probably a little bit heavier. But yeah, so I think she's going to love it when she gets it. Absolutely think that she's going to love that one. All right, works in progress. What have I got to show you? It's going to be quite a short episode today because I don't have too many. I lie. There's lots of works in progress I could show you. Only a few that I'm going to show you. So last fortnight, I showed you the long weekend make along, and I did say then that I had been working on the Hexie Blooms make along. I joined July, August, and September on that one. Finished that off over the weekend. So I will show you up until those months. I guess again, I don't want to give it away. Obviously the colorways, obviously they're going to be ruby, peridot I think is the August color, and then sapphire, but obviously the take on those can be very, very different. Okay, so Hexie Blooms is a join as you go blanket if you want it to be. I do my blankets as join as you go because I hate having individual motifs just kind of floating around, so I kind of do a row, join it, row, join it, row, join it sort of thing, so that it's just done. So garnet in Hexie Blooms, amethyst in Hexie Blooms, aquamarine in Hexie Blooms. What have we got next? So diamond. What's next? Emerald. It's been a very popular colour, emerald. And then also pearl in Hexie Blooms. So it's coming along really nicely. As I say, I've got July, August and September joined for that one, which I'll show you as we kind of progress throughout the months. I have dyed October, November and December, which I'm currently working on the long weekend blanket out at the kitchen table. So I always have a kitchen table project. This year has been my long weekend blankets and Hexie Blooms make-alongs. So I'm trying to make sure that I stay 3 months in advance so that I can make sure that you guys, the people that are doing the make-along, get enough yarn to complete their projects. And also, I just can't wait to see what all the colours look like put into it. But it's coming up beautifully. It really is coming up beautifully. Other projects. So last fortnight I showed you my knitted socks. So I told you I was learning to knit socks. I haven't done a great deal of work on this because I got to the stage where I was up to the heel, and I kept forgetting to take my double pointed needles in the car to be able to work on the heel. Now the tutorial I'm using is Vanilla Socks by the Crazy Sock Lady, who also gave me the idea to start this YouTube channel. So thank you to Kayla. So I have started my heel on this one. So I did a knit 2 purl 2 cuff. I've done 30 rows of the leg because I really don't like a long sock. And yep, so now I've started on the heel. So this is sock number 1. The colorway on this one, or the yarn that I'm using, is called You Are Mermazing, and it was a sock set. I can't get the yarn out of the bag because it's caught around my crochet hook. And it was a sock set by VK Yarns. I think I actually had a look on a website the other day, and I think she still might have this particular colorway in her collection. So yeah, if you love it, and there's a lot to love about it, it's definitely one to grab a hold of from Michaela. The other socks that I am working on at the moment, so let's put that one out of the way. I have started designing a couple of pairs of my own socks because I wanted to have crocheted socks, because I know I can crochet a bucket ton quicker than I can knit, and I mean that wholeheartedly. I appreciate people that can knit at speed, but that is not me. Absolutely not me. I am slow. It's okay. I'm sure I would get quicker if I focused on it, if it was my main craft, but it is not. So that's okay. I actually still find it quite relaxing for, a car project or something like that. So I have started designing my own sock pattern for us. The first one I made, actually this is the second sock of the two, and I'm in the process of pulling them apart at the minute because I'm just not 100% comfortable with the fit and the feel and all those kind of things. So I'm pulling the first one that I made apart, and I've restarted this one, but I'm starting from the light to the dark, so I'm kind of just working it off the sock. Probably not ideal, but when you're kind of testing patterns and designs and ideas and stuff, I didn't see the point in rolling it back up to then unroll it again. And again, it's kind of a travel in the car project. So yeah, but this colorway, or particular color set, so it was a set of 5 different colors I bought from Ash and Eve when they were doing their breast cancer fundraising last September, October. So they do a breast cancer fundraiser I don't know whether they do it every year, but they were doing it last year. And I absolutely fell in love with the project bag, actually, that they were selling, and the sock yarn came with it. So that's where this colorway is from. So it was a mini sock set, or a mini set of sock yarn. It's really pretty. As I say, I think I said last fortnight, I tend to gravitate towards pink quite a lot with socks. Really not a pink girl, but I have got a lot of pink sock yarn. So yeah, that one's kind of falling back apart again and becoming something new, which is okay. This is the way we grow and learn new skills. That same sock pattern I've actually started making for my sister-in-law. I think I showed you the yarn last week. She's a real purple girl. So this is the first one. Let's show you on the side where we haven't got the yarn joined in. So this is the first sock for her. We are seeing her this weekend, so I need her foot to double check the measurements and stuff like that. This one was called Sorcery. I picked this one up from Skeen Sisters when we were down there a couple of weekends ago dropping off an order. And it was lovely. I'm not 100% sure on what the colour of the mini is called off the top of my head, but yeah, I kind of picked the mini up to do the contrasting toes and cuffs. But I do know that the purple was called Sorcery, and it is absolutely beautiful. Bit of a bugger to work with just under a lamp of a night time, I might tell you, but yeah, it is lovely. Have had another couple of sock yarns arrive in the mail. So what have we had arrive? So, oh, I did tell you about this one a couple of weeks ago, or last week, when we were at the Knitter's Picnic out at Dungog. I met the lady from Hodgepodge Yarns, and I picked up this sock set. Well, it's not a sock set, but this skein and this mini from her while we were out there. The colorway is called Star Build Kingfisher. And it's just lovely. I just thought the blues and the greens and the sandy browns and stuff in there is going to make a beautiful, beautiful sock. And I picked up this really dark teal to kind of do the contrasty toes and cuffs. Maybe the heel. We'll see. I'll see how I feel when I get to those bits. But I have had another one turn up in the mail this week. I was looking for mini skeins, and I came across another dyer, and I think they're actually from the Central Coast also. Central Coast area. Three Trees Fibre Crafts. Now, if any of you around my age, you would have grown up knowing May Gibbs and her stories, and my favourite characters were always Snugglepot and Cuddle Pie. So when I seen that they had a yarn called Cuddle Pie, I was just, add that to my cart, check it out. No more guesswork needed. So as it turns out, this one is called Cuddle Pie Oopsie. So I'm assuming, and I'm only kind of making up stories here, but I kind of assume that it's not how it was supposed to turn out, maybe, by calling it an oopsie. They did have another colourway called Cuddle Pie that was sold out, so I'm assuming Cuddle Pie Oopsie is not the way they wanted it to turn out. But I love it, absolutely love it. So the greens and the browns, and just absolutely stunning. And then I got this tealy mini to go with it. So I'm, super, super in love with that. I just got a car trip this weekend. Maybe I should roll this one up. Or do I other work on my other sock? As I said, I have so many works in progress and so many pairs of socks on the go. Just fiddling with different designs and ideas and all the things. So, but I'm so in love with this colour. I don't know whether it's the colour or the name. I love myself a bit of Snugglepot and Cuddle Pie. So, it was just right up my alley, really. So yeah, that was Three Trees Fibre Crafts. Now I have got a few more on the way. Shh, don't tell Paul, because I don't know that I have told him yet. So I did buy myself another skein from Skein Machine this week, and from another dyer in Tasmania, who I hadn't heard of before. But that's okay. We'll check them out and see what we think of their yarn. It's all about the colours, right? I guess most of the bases are quite similar, so it's all about chasing down the colours that we love. All right, I think that's it from me today. Next week, next fortnight, who knows? Who knows what'll happen in a fortnight? Gosh, it goes so quickly. I'll see what I can come up with. But yeah, in the meantime, if you want to reach out, chat about anything, you will find us on socials at Life in Loops. Our website is lifeinloops.com.au. All my socials are Life in Loops. I think Instagram is lifeinloops_au. Facebook is very, very similar. I can't link stuff in the show notes yet, just because we're only quite new to YouTube, and they need us to kind of build up a little bit of a catalogue before we can start linking, products and our store and all that kind of stuff into things. So just for now, if you want to find us, but as we grow and learn along the way, I will definitely start linking some bits and pieces in once available. The other place you can find us, I never even thought about this last fortnight, is the Loopy Lair on Facebook. So we do have a group on Facebook called the Loopy Lair, so you can come there, drop in, say hi, kind of see what else we're working on. what everyone else is working on, and what to do with our colours and how to put them together, all those things. All right, that's it. Have a great weekend. Be kind to each other, and I'll talk to you again real soon.